gonna make some sausage potato soup today by request of Preston. So here's some ingredients that you'll need. You will need a couple slices of bacon. You will need some potatoes, an onion. This is a very professional channel, okay, that Heaven is gonna watch. Some carrots, some Italian sausage. You can do mild, you can do sweet, hot, whatever you like. Some chicken stock, some garlic. Feel free to use the fake garlic in the jar. I just had a head of garlic, so I'm going to do 3 cloves of garlic. And then I don't have out right here, but you'll need some heavy cream or milk to finish it. And then a handful of baby spinach also at the end. So I am going to start by dicing up a couple slices of the bacon and getting them going in the pot to create a little bit of grease to cook the vegetables in, and then you can add the bacon back in at the end. So I'll show you that. Diced up some carrot, and I am currently dicing up some onion. I use sweet onion, but you could use a yellow onion, a white onion, whatever floats your boat. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just dicing them up into, chunks, bite-sized pieces. You don't have to be very precise about it. It's all going to cook together in the soup anyway. Ingredients that are optional are I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour just because I like it a little thicker. If you don't mind your soup a little more runny, you don't have to add the flour. I just like it to have more of a, not quite a chowder, but more of a stew consistency than a soup consistency. So I'm going to do, and I'll tell you when to put this in, but about a 1/4 cup of flour. And then I also add in a few tablespoons, like 2 tablespoons of this. It's basically just chicken bouillon powder. That I find this in the Hispanic section by like the taco seasonings in the grocery store. You can also use just regular chicken bouillon, like cubes or whatever. Again, optional because I am using chicken stock. So this is just to punch up the chicken flavor and add a little bit more of a strong flavor to it. Again, optional, but I just wanted to give the option. That's how I make mine. So if you want to. Just got done, just pulled it out of the pan. Got some bacon grease in the soup pot now. If your bacon doesn't give off a lot of grease, you can always add some butter or olive oil to the bottom, just like a few teaspoons or whatever, just enough to cook the veggies in. So I have my diced carrot and onion. I am going to just add it into the soup pot. Cook them for 5-7 minutes, just until they get softened a little bit. You don't have to cook them all the way because they're going to simmer in with the soup once we add the broth for a while anyway, and they'll finish cooking. So it's basically just to get them a little brown and softened up a little bit. Like I said, 5 to 7 minutes. While they're cooking, I'm going to peel and dice my russet potatoes. I have 3 like medium-ish size russet potatoes. Again, I'm just going to cut them into dice, like bite-sized pieces, whatever size potatoes you like. You don't have to be picky about it. And then I'm going to, once these are diced, I'm going to add them in to the onions and the carrots. Cook those for a few minutes together. I'm going to dice my garlic, add that in. And then I'll show you what that looks like. I forgot to do something. Normally, after I cook the bacon, in the bacon grease, I would have cooked the sausage. And then removed the sausage, and then cooked the veggies in the sausage/bacon grease. I forgot to do that part. So what I'm going to do is take my sausage while the veggies are still here. I'm dicing up the potatoes right now. So I have a separate frying pan. I'm just going to cook the sausage in the frying pan And once it's cooked, I'll add it into the soup. But if you don't buy ground sausage, if it comes in the links like this, let me show you what I like to do. So I take like the point of my knife and just kind of make a slit in the sausage skin, and then just peel the skin off of the sausage and just throw it away. And then I'll do that to all 5 of the sausage links and cook them in the frying pan and like break them up, kind of like ground beef or something like that. And then I'll just leave it in the frying pan until the soup is done, and then I'll just dump the sausage in there. But normally I would be cooking the sausage right now, but I added the vegetables and forgot. So either way, it's fine. It's soup. It works. Dicing up the potatoes now. I added the rest of the ones I diced up already in the pot. The sausage is cooking in the frying pan. So I'm just going to cook all the veggies together for a few minutes. Let me show you the sausage. So there's the sausage cooking in the pan. I'm going to add these potatoes to the pot and keep cooking the veggies together for a few more minutes. And then we'll show you what I do from there. And everything have been cooking for a few minutes in the pot. There wasn't a lot of oil or grease in there, so I'm going to add a little bit of butter because you need fat in there if you're going to add flour. And just butter makes everything taste delicious. So I am going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter in with the veggies. So like a good hunk of butter in there. Let that melt down. And then I'm going to sprinkle the flour over the veggies, mix everything together really well until the white of the flour is completely incorporated. You don't see the white anymore. And then I'm going to add my stock. So I will show you what that looks like. Okay, so the veggies have been cooking for a few minutes. I added the butter. The butter has melted. I added about a tablespoon of my chicken bouillon powder. Now I'm going to sprinkle the flour into the pot, just like so. And then just mix it really, really well with the veggies until you can't see the white of the flour anymore, until it's all incorporated. Oh, I should also say I also seasoned with salt and pepper. So just a little bit of each to taste. So once the flour is all incorporated, and it might look like kind of glumpy a little bit, that's fine. I'm gonna add my chicken stock and stir everything together. And then if the chicken stock isn't enough, you can always just add water or more chicken stock if you have it. This is about 6 cups, I think. This box is 6 cups of chicken stock. Let me see if that's enough. Because remember, you're also going to add some milk at the end. So actually, for that amount, 6 cups is just about good. I might add 1 cup of water, just so that it covers the veggies, but not too much, because you want to make sure you leave enough room in your pot to add some milk or heavy cream at the end, is your preference. Your broth, I turn the heat now up to high, and I'm going to bring it to a boil and then turn it back down just so it simmers. And I'm going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes to cook all the vegetables until they get soft. The potatoes get soft and the carrots and everything's cooked. And then I'll add the sausage in, cook it for a few more minutes, and then finish it off with about a cup of milk. But I will show you that. I like to add is smoked paprika. If you don't have it, you don't have to add it. Don't go out and buy it just for this recipe, but I like the smoky flavor that it adds. And it also adds like a hint of like a reddish color to the broth, which is really kind of cool looking. So I'm just gonna add like a teaspoon or so of smoked paprika. So the soup and the veggies have been boiling for about 15 minutes or so. The potatoes are soft. I just added the sausage into the pot. And now I'm gonna add probably about a cup and a half of milk to the soup. Pour it right in there. Okay, give everything a stir. And I'm gonna cook this together for another like 5 minutes or so. Let it simmer for about 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna add like a handful of baby spinach and I'll show you what it looks like.
That's right.
So I'm gonna add a handful or two, however much you want, of some baby spinach right in to the soup. I'm gonna do 2 big handfuls, because why not, right? Boop. Let me show you. Let me bring the computer over here. We're very high tech over here. So, see the spinach is mixed in here to the soup. And it is ready to go to enjoy a bowl of it. So that is what it looks like. The potatoes, the carrots, the sausage, the spinach. Yeah, so if you like yours a little more brothy, you can always add some more stock or milk or heavy cream to your taste. If not, it's perfect as is. You can serve up a bowl, a piece of bread and butter. It's amazing. Enjoy.